Hi everybody, thanks for all your contributions to Module 11. I'm going to try and go through it very quickly now, so I don't hold you back from checking out Module 12, the review module, which has just begun. Thank you to those of you who contributed to the forum. Module 11, though, was a really busy module. There are 5 questionnaires and 2 wikis on top of that as well. So I'm just going to focus on a couple of the questionnaires from this module. Particularly the first one, which was on lesson planning and the lesson planning article that you read. So I'm just going to open this questionnaire as usual and show you the responses. Now you had, I think, 10 questions to answer here, and I'm not going to look at the first 2, but I will go to some of the more important questions further on. Question number 3, for example, why do we need a lesson plan? Well, simply to know your aims and how to achieve them, why you're doing what you're doing and how you're going to do it. Although everything you wrote here seems to me to go along with the same idea there. What should the plan detail be based on? Well, again, question number 4 here, you're right with your answers, that it's based on the ability of the students, the main aims you have, but the absolute starting point really is what you want your students to be able to do, and this is something which the article talks about. Question number 5, do the details always need to be written down? Well, it would be nice, wouldn't it, if we had time to do this for every lesson we teach, but of course we don't. So I think actually it's acceptable, especially for experienced teachers, to just have a plan in your mind even. And the article suggests this as well, that you can have a framework in your mind to think about what you're going to do and why you're going to do it, think about the stages of your lesson, and so on. Now I'm going to fast forward to question number 9. This is the last one I want to look at. Something which I never really did when I started teaching, and I started to appreciate when I did do it, was to anticipate problems or to think about what might cause problems for my learners. And why did I find it helpful? Because exactly as this first answer says, it made me feel more confident. And I went into the lesson believing that any situation, I would be able to deal with it, because I'd already planned what I would do if, for example, a student didn't understand something, or if not related to the aims, if maybe 2 students were arguing or not getting on, how am I going to deal with that? Thinking about it before the lesson was a real help. Okay, so that was the questionnaire on lesson planning. We had a wiki related to that as well, a checklist for planning. Here are the ideas, and thank you to all of you who shared your thoughts. That's Swami, Kartina, Hal, Husni, Susie, Siti Karoni, and Siti Aslina. Thank you for your thoughts there. The next questionnaire was on aims and outcomes, and then there was one on anticipated problems. You can have a look at those yourselves just to compare what your colleagues wrote. The next was a wiki, and the wiki, I didn't like this wiki. I changed it. I asked you to just think about pronunciation. Thanks, Hal, Swami, and Kartina for your contribution. I put a couple of ideas there, which if you pause this video, you can just read now. And then finally, there were 2 more questionnaires. One was on words from context. Again, you can compare your answers on that one. In the end, you had to define the word contort. And the verb to contort means to twist, or to twist in a strange way, and usually referred to a human contorting, maybe contorting a face. But you can have a look at the answers for that, and also this final questionnaire, which was on observation. And you can see that you had to say whether you agreed or disagreed with the statements about observation. The one you agreed most strongly with was that observations are good for maintaining and improving teaching standards. And I think it's difficult to disagree with that. All right, thank you very much for listening and watching this, and good luck with Module 12. Thanks, bye.